Joyhdae.
Ryan. Virgo season. Respect for the law, respect for the law, respect to the law, respect to the law, respect for the law, respect for the law. I knew you wasn't gonna expect that one.
I am
Shabana.
dead. Yo, I am dead because your girl is back.
She is back. She is
And
back.
she's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to her team because they have her booked, busy, and everywhere. Pulling up in Rose voices, all of that.
Booked and busy, that's for sure.
I can't stand you. I don't even know where to go from there. Like, I truly don't even know.
I threw her completely off. She had a
Throw
whole
me
thing.
off.
Had a whole way she was going to do this. How are you today? How are you today?
Good, I guess. I don't even know at this point. I'm all, my flabbers have been gasted. Like,
Shabana. Okay.
yo,
All right, I'm finished.
she's a mess.
Yeah, it's Friday.
How are you?
If y'all, I'm, you know, it's a rainy Friday. You told Spring to fight back, and she didn't get the memo last week.
I told her next week I needed it to be decent weather. And I looked at the forecast ahead and she's hitting us with 50, 60-degree weather next week. She's catching up.
Okay, she's not here yet.
She's catching up. Yeah, she's not here yet,
though.
But she's catching up. Yeah.
It's dreary outside. It's cold outside. It's not giving the vibes that it needs to give. And so I put on a little color for y'all so that I could feel like a person, you know?
But, I put on a little color too. Will's gonna hate it. But I put it on because I'm always gonna be 10 toes down on the fact that I supported Harris Walls 2024. Especially in light of how everything is going currently in this country.
Listen.
I don't know that we're going to do any political talk today, but I just know that
I hope
this country is a shithole.
I sent you a whole bunch of random topics so that we could fill up the time.
You did.
And not get to that.
Oh, wait.
Oh, gosh. Oh, Lord. Let me brace myself. Oh, gosh.
I wonder if I could do it with the, you know what? No. Residuals hit now. I'm talking my Virgo mind, so you know I made a list. Mike's on move, sharp jokes, stay elite. Beating folks down while I sip on something sweet. Plan a pack, still petty and precise. Ryan looking at me, but he know my pen is nice. That was off the top. This show like me, problematic but nice. You hit play, now look what you started. It's Virgo season, baby. We just getting started. Yeah, that's the Residuals. I don't listen to Chris Brown.
I was about to say, like, I don't even know if I know the original Residuals.
I don't listen to Chris Brown.
Wow.
But I did get the lyrics. I did listen to it a couple of times. Shout out to Will, since I already pissed you off. Let me just, I apologize. But I just want y'all to know that my pen, nasty. Okay, I'm your rapper's favorite writer. Okay, just especially because I came off the dome with Ryan looking at me like that was off the top. Because really it said Ryan's in the back fact checking my life, but like mine's is better. Like that off the dome.
Really and truly, if you just listen to this show, I don't know what's wrong with you. You need to start watching on YouTube because I'm sure my face said it all. Because what dog? Like what?
I've decided my future is that of a singer-songwriter. I mean,
oh, is that right?
Oh, yes.
Is that right? Delulu is the Salulu, apparently.
Always and forever.
We got a lot going on.
Do you not see Niger back from Dubai, pulling up in Rose voices, getting them Netflix checks? Like, Delulu is the Salulu. I said it, and everybody's living it. So I'm about to start living it too.
Wow. All right, I don't have much time. I gotta go pick the kids up from school and stuff. Oh, speaking of which, before I get into that, my oldest joined the kickball team. Varsity kickball team in middle school, by the way. And I'm gonna say this: I didn't have a lot of, I didn't have like high hopes or anything like that, but, but I went as a proud father. My wife went. my other daughter went. We was all there to support her on her first game. She got on base, and what I'm gonna tell you, first of all, this other team full of eighth graders. My daughter is in sixth grade. This was all full of eighth graders. I was like, yo, they brought in the ringers. Like, yo, I guess it's gonna be a lesson I'm gonna have to teach her after she loses, because you learn lessons from losing.
Right, right.
They won. They won, and they beat up on them eighth graders. I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited about it.
Modern
Okay.
day David and Goliath. Don't let the
That's
size fool you.
that's
You know what I
right. That's
mean?
right.
That was the lesson. Just because
And
somebody bigger don't mean they better.
I learned the lesson. I learned the lesson that I'm not supposed to assume, because you make an ass out of
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
just making an ass out of myself. But I'm happy.
because I
I'm
wasn't
happy.
I wasn't there, so can't make an ass out of me too. So
Yeah, so shout out to the Stingers. That's what they call themselves, the Stingers. So yeah.
they stung those eighth graders. Okay.
First of all, their team was called the Bees. So it was it was all they needed was some Beyonce playing in the background.
And it would have been a rat.
That's neither here nor there. Maybe I'll bring it next week. But anyway, all right, cool. What you got? What you got?
All right, we're gonna start off with the Am I the Asshole?
Oh, lovely, lovely.
Am I the asshole here for embarrassing my husband's coworker for embarrassing me and my husband? You know this, I always do. I don't do a lot of single ones because as the married person, people truly do enjoy your perspective on things. Okay, ready? A few months ago, after many years of trying to conceive, my husband, 32 male, and I, 33 female, had a gorgeous, healthy baby boy. My husband and I are Black, which is pertinent to this story. We were over the moon, and family, friends, and coworkers had also been excited for us. Right after I delivered, my husband emailed a birth announcement with a photo of our son to everyone in his office. Fast forward a couple of weeks, and my husband came home fuming after his first day back at work. One of his coworkers informed him that another guy in the office, a new young employee my husband barely knew, had been telling everyone willing to listen that my husband couldn't be our son's father because, quote unquote, that baby is too light to be his and its hair is too long and straight. That's a white man's baby or an Asian's. This guy proceeded to tell everyone what a sucker my husband was and that his excitement over finally becoming a father was blinding him to the reality that he had been cheated on and his wife impregnated by another man.
Ooh.
My husband said he immediately confronted and questioned the guy, who completely denied saying anything inappropriate and claims he only said as a joke the baby was too cute to be my husband's. But others in the office confirmed the first coworker's account. Not only that, the guy had to try to parlay his superior perception skills into some weird form of workplace clout. Fortunately, the guy got moved to a different shift that same week, so my husband didn't have to see him again. That is until a company event this past weekend. Families were invited, and we took our son, and who should come and insert himself into our group as we were chatting with the boss, but Brown Noser McMouth. He interrupted our conversation and introduced himself to the boss, shaking his hand. When I realized who he was, my anger came flooding back, and I said, I don't believe we met. But aren't you the guy who went around telling everybody in the office I must have cheated on my husband with a white or Asian man and this couldn't be his son? The guy went red and silent. Boss said to him, see me in my office first thing Monday, and walked away. I think someone's fired. My husband said I went too far because it was already over and done with. I said it wasn't done for me until I had my say. And I was the one being defamed, not him. Am I the asshole here? I already know your answer, but continue.
I don't think you're the asshole here. I really don't. People do a lot of talking without any sort of facts. I don't want to say that I'm fully like 100% a saint when it comes to this either, but I try and I apologize when I'm wrong. But do we not know that when babies come out, their hair texture for Black people is not usually the texture that their hair is going to be for the rest of their life? So that's first and foremost. Also, there's this thing that we have in our lineage called melanin, but we were also brought here against our will. So we have lots of things happening in the gene pool. Lots of things happening. And so, things can lay dormant for a long time, and then all of a sudden here we are with something that is a little different than the rest.
Right.
That happens all the time. I've seen Black people have twins, one dark skin, one light skin.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Twins with different color eyes, all sorts of identical twins, like all these things. There's a lot of genetic things that can happen. So for you to not have any facts and you popping off at the mouth and going crazy in the man's workplace is crazy to me. Like, also, You're gonna say this man is not the father. Since when you gotta be blood to be somebody's father? Like, I don't understand that. Like, it really don't make sense. So
Say it louder for the people in the back of the room.
all across the board, this don't make no damn sense. Since when you gotta be blood to be somebody's father? I mean, there's a lot of people that are blood and not people's fathers, and that's neither here nor there. But I don't think she's the asshole. I just hope the husband don't get no blowback or whatever for this. But she did her big thing. Yeah, good for her.
Moments like this is when I realize people are much better than me. Because everything you said, top notch. I wish you would have taken it further. Because I need to make sure he's fired. And I need to make sure that no recommendation can come from this place. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Because you don't know what anyone has gone through in order to bring that life into the world.
Plain and simple.
And you just out here running your mouth because you want to be like the funny, cool, corny guy at the office.
Right.
At the expense of my child.
That's crazy. Crazy. Like I said, bitch made.
Bitch made. Because
Crazy.
she didn't go far enough. So you're not the asshole. I'd have took it so far that people probably would have started feeling bad for him. And it'd have been like, Joyhdae. Yep. And I would have been like, that Elmo meme where he'd be like,
yo, my guy, get your wife, yo, get your wife.
They probably would have banned me from office functions. Like they probably would have told my husband, don't tell her nothing else. Don't tell her because you're playing, especially because they had a hard time conceiving. And so this is like their miracle baby.
Right.
First of all, I showed you what Kash looks like as a human thanks to Chat GPT.
Yo, you be having too much fun on the internet. I would just say that right now.
Me and my free will be out here having fun. You understand me? Because I said, you know what? Let's see what they come up with.
Oh my God.
And my son is cute. Now, let me tell you something. Somebody in my comments on TikTok said, I am truly a boy mom based on how I was talking about Kash, which I'm slightly offended, but also proud of myself because that's my baby. ChatGPT did his big one because Kash looks like me. Okay. Older Kash, we got similar features. He looks just like me. Baby Kash looks like his daddy. I don't know who his daddy is, but he looked just like his dad. Older Kash looks like me. Anyway, had that been me and my baby, jail. Send me to jail.
Facts.
I'm going there. I'm going there.
It's pretty bad. And also I say bitch made because it's like, if I'm going to talk behind your back, best believe when you come confront me, like I'm going to tell you straight to your face. Like, don't be on. No, not me. I didn't say it. No, stand 10 toes down. Yo, say
you said it in front of a group of people.
Say it with your chest.
With your whole entire chest. Matter of fact, put your foot in it too. Stand on what you said, sir.
Plain and simple.
Plain and simple. Me. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you're not the asshole, man.
Nah, and your husband should be proud of you for not taking it further.
Right.
Quite honestly, you deserve a gift. My humblest of opinion. In shit's getting weird because the world is on fire. A shipping container containing chicken basically landed on a beach in Jamaica.
Wild.
People were happy and people were busted open that container. I mean, it was already open due to like its route to Jamaica. But people was in that shipping container grabbing chicken by the loads. It was carrying Perdix frozen chicken after falling off of a cargo.
You said Perdix? Okay.
Not Purdue.
Okay.
It's Perdix.
Okay.
Isn't that Perdix?
Got you. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know the details of the story.
After falling off a cargo vessel during rough seas en route to the Cayman Islands, the unsanctioned product, which bypassed all Jamaican customs and health protocols, became viral because people, they say looted, but I say helped themselves to the raw chicken by the box. Right. The Ministry of Agriculture confirmed the chicken had not been inspected and violated the Animal Diseases and Importation Act. Warned the chicken is unfit for consumption due to possible exposure to seawater, lack of temperature control, and contamination risk like salmonella, E. coli, listeria, avian flu. Listen. And he also called for immediate disposal efforts to avoid a foodborne outbreak. Listen, this is how zombie movies start.
Listen, yo, I mean, apparently they don't watch TV, but that's one. But like knowing what's going on in the world, I mean, I understand people, it's hard times and people are trying to make it however they can make it or whatever. But this is a little too suspicious, a little too fishy, may I say? I'm sorry. I'm a dad. I'm sorry. But like for real though, like why was this so easy? How it just mysteriously show up on a beat? Like I don't know. Like you could definitely be bringing on the apocalypse for sure, or something. Like
This
they could have dosed this chicken with whatever. Like who knows? Who knows? Who
this is
knows?
how the zombie apocalypse starts in every movie. One
Mm-mm.
person's not going to discard it. They're going to keep a piece of chicken. A
Definitely.
rat going to eat it.
Mm.
The rat going to infect the animal. Then the
Oh
animal going to
jeez.
infect the human. And then all of a
Mm.
sudden now we
Here
got
we are.
zombies in Jamaica. They getting
Here
on
we are.
planes. They come in here. You know they love Flatbush.
Mm. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone. But like I said, I'm a crack shot, so it's getting close. It's getting close. I'm gonna need to go get my license somehow. I don't think you could carry in New York, but I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out because we gotta have to stand our ground. I can see it happening sometime soon.
All I'm
Something's
saying
happening.
is, all y'all have to just give me one reason to not leave my house.
I don't think they got to give you any reasons, by the way,
They
my dear.
really don't. They truly do not. It will literally take absolutely nothing for me to stay in my house. Okay. Locked up. Okay.
Yeah, this is
Um,
crazy. This is crazy. I hope they. I'm pretty sure they done cooked and curried and stewed and all of that stuff,
Somebody
that
that
chicken
ate that
already. So,
chicken.
damn.
And see, honestly, and I mean, I know Jamaica is, I'm not familiar with Jamaican politics, so I could be 100% wrong on this. But, the only way to incentivize people is to give them something in return. I'm not just going to throw away free chicken, especially if
Mm-hmm.
we're already in an economic downturn and I can't afford food. Like, I just got free chicken for a year.
Mm.
You're not incentivizing these people. What am I getting rid of this chicken for?
Right.
Don't they say fire kill everything? I'm just going to burn the shit and add some seasoning, call it jerk chicken, and call it a day. We just eating jerk chicken for the rest of our lives. You know what I mean? But
Yikes. Yikes.
y'all don't eat the chicken. Now I'm worried.
I'm
See
very
now,
worried.
now I
Very
done
worried.
scared myself. How I scared myself with what I just.
I don't
Oh
know,
God,
but yeah,
I don't.
you see, this is why I feel like I'm leaning towards vegetarianism, but my nutrition is
Nutritionist,
dietitian, whatever. Yeah,
nutritionist.
I'm supposed to be eating the proteins and things like that. So I don't know, but I'm really cutting back on all the animal products because it's like when you think like first of all, you shouldn't think about where your food comes from because if you think about it, you'll never really eat anything. But
This
it's
is
pretty
why I
bad.
told y'all
It's pretty
last
bad.
week I'm morally gray because I have watched all the documentaries that people have watched and that have come back and said, after seeing that, I can't eat anymore. And I was like,
Oh, oh my God. Uh-uh.
as long as oxtail is in existence, vegetarianism and Joyhdae will never meet.
God, that tail done wiped that ox's ass and then was
Yeah.
just like, here,
And
here, cut it off
and you
for
know
your
what?
liking.
And I will say that if I don't know if that's what makes it so flavorful because it's been marinating, but sign me up. Okay?
Oh
Sign
gosh.
me
Oh my
up.
gosh. We've spent
Okay?
too long on this topic.
Yes. So in other news, Keke Palmer showed that she pays attention and she's smart. She dropped the Jonathan Majors podcast, meaning pulled the podcast. She didn't actually drop it.
Oh,
She
I'm about to say.
pulled the episode off
Mm-hmm.
of her platform and instead dropped an episode featuring Cash Doll.
Yep.
I think that was a wise decision.
Yep.
We talked about it.
Very
You said
wise.
she's not going to make a statement. I think this would be a great time for her to make a statement, but I get it. You
I don't
know,
think she will. I
I don't think
don't.
she will either, but I do think this would have been a great time to shine light on accountability, advocacy, and domestic violence, especially from a former
Right.
victim. She's
Right.
not. I get that she's not, and we all gonna forget about it in a week. But
That's the thing, because like they're waiting for her to say one wrong word. They're waiting for it, and they're gonna tear her down regardless. So it's like
you
there's
know,
no win, there's no winning here. including you, by the way. You're waiting for her to make the wrong statement. And so it is like, I don't think there's any winning. If you learn from Beyonce, you learn that you don't say words.
That is
Words
true.
don't.
I'm not waiting for her to say the wrong thing because honestly, I was disappointed, but like also it's media. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
I would have probably offered constructive criticism if she said something that was everybody else would have dogpiled on her on some like, see, this why you can't be trusted. That would have been my
I mean, they dogpiling on her now, so
yeah, that wouldn't have been my take because my take was honestly like, why are we doing this? Like, you don't need to be doing this because
Right.
you've surpassed that level of where you need to do something like this for the clickbait. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So if she would have said something wrong, I probably would have been like, I probably would have said this instead. But
Right.
I'm glad she learned her lesson, or hopefully learned a lesson.
She definitely learned a lesson. Will she make more
Yeah,
mistakes? Yes. But,
obviously,
but
life
yeah,
is not without mistakes.
I'm just glad she pulled the episode. That's all.
You know who else learned a lesson?
Who?
Conservative activist Savannah Craven Antoine, who was punched in the face during a street interview in where Harlem after asking if unwanted foster kids should be eliminated. Now listen,
Oh my God.
let me be clear. Violence is not the answer,
Mm-hmm.
but it is always an option. Okay? It is
It's
always an option.
listen.
Okay? And in this instance, this YouTuber was being, everybody's trying to get clout. Everybody's trying to have a viral moment. She was asking this woman questions about abortion. This woman told her stance on abortion. She basically called that woman a murderer because the woman is pro-choice.
Right. Pro-choice.
Told the woman, so you would kill unwanted kids and foster kids. You don't know what that woman's situation is. You don't know what choices she's
Right.
had to make for herself.
Right.
Brianna Rivers is the woman who hit her twice, rocked her shit.
1, 2, boom.
We saw a Harlem two-piece in real time. Okay, rocked her shit and then walked away. So that's why I say violence is not the answer, but it is an option because that was an option.
The interviewer, she was pushing buttons. And also, if you're not an electrician, if you pushing buttons, you bound to do something that's going to get you an outcome that you don't want. She pushed a button and it got her the 2-piece. And so, it was crazy. She was talking to this girl for like 20 minutes or something like that. She started out really nice and really trying to let this girl have her interview or whatever. But like, she just kept pushing buttons and trying to twist her words around and all of these things. She was already tired of talking. And she was like, you know what? Why am I talking? My fist could do the talking. And that was that. It was
I just
great.
need Savannah to realize how lucky she was. She wasn't talking to a hood princess who would have just had to put out her hood call and had the hood pull up during that interview because her and her camera person would not have made it out of the hood safely. She's lucky she only got a 2-piece because a hood princess, if you push them buttons and they throw up their little whistle and everybody comes running out, that 2-piece would have been a whole meal.
Yeah,
it would have been a whole meal.
I too don't condone the violence, but again, we always say this: there's always consequences to your actions. It may not be the consequence you think it's going to be, but it's going to be a consequence regardless. So,
and I hope this is a lesson to all the other people. The thing is, people are willing to have constructive conversations, but if you're doing it just for the sake of rage bait, don't be mad when you bait somebody into rage and they give you a 2-piece.
I say this all the time. My mom always told me, no matter how crazy you think you are, there's always someone more crazy than you are. So all that road rage that like I have on the streets, I try to keep it to a minimum because you never know. You never know. I've seen some videos on the internet of people in road rage in the middle of the Belt Parkway, ready to risk it all just because of nothing really. You like rage. People don't know how to regulate their emotions or control their emotions, and a lot of people are not evolved. People don't have therapists like we do.
They sure don't.
You bound to get rocked, and
that's what they need to realize.
And even worse than that sometimes.
Because she's lucky Brianna didn't have a blade, a knife. It would have been over for her because
it's New York.
You can see it. Yeah, and it's Harlem. You could see Brianna juggling between her good angel and the bad angel. You
Yes.
could see it. The woman
Yeah.
kept talking, and that good angel was like, just walk away, Brianna. Just
Yep.
walk away. And that bad
Yep.
angel was like, rock her shit, dog. But she's gonna put this out, and now people gonna call you a baby killer. They already know
Uh-huh.
what you did.
Uh-huh.
And that bad angel, boop, boop. If she would have had a blade or a knife. So I hope Savannah now knows this may not be your forte, sis. Stick to talking to the four walls in your house and be as disruptive and rage baity as you want. Stay off the streets.
Right.
And may that be a lesson to the rest of you too, because you just never know.
I mean, listen, I never needed to actually have the lesson happen to me for me to learn the lesson. All I needed to do was see that girl get punched in the face once.
I didn't even need to see her get punched in the face. I just have something that you share with me called common sense.
Facts. No, what I'm saying, if I'm the rage baiter, right? If I'm that person and I see this girl get rocked in her face, maybe next week my commentary is asking, do we like the cherry blossoms? The cherry blossoms are nice today, right? Isn't like you just gotta pivot a little bit.
Yeah, you may want to switch your content up. You may want to start talking about woke media or something. Do something safe. Find something safe to do, because that's not safe for you. That's not safe for you. In news nobody cares about but stun the hell out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Toni Braxton and Birdman allegedly got married.
This did not stun me. I don't know why. No, see what you did there? I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Okay, this did not stun me though. No, it didn't.
They apparently quietly got married on August 8th, 2024, only for Toni to file for divorce 2 days later, citing August 10th as their separation. Toni, why were you dealing with Birdman in the first place?
So it was actually, she filed 2 weeks later and stated the time of the separation as 2 days after the wedding. But like, that's neither here nor there. It's still pretty quick. However, she's been talking to this man for a long time. For a very, very long time.
I get it. I'm talking about from beginning. You not hear me? Toni, why are you dealing with this man? I meant from jump. I don't care that they got married. It shouldn't have happened in the first place. You and Birdman should not. Toni Braxton and Birdman should not be in the same sentence unless it's a song featuring Young Money.
You see, the thing is, Toni don't really have the best judgment, I don't think. My wife made me watch the Braxtons, so I got a better view of, her and the family and all of that. However, we forget this lady ran through 2 bankruptcies and stuff, so I don't think she, makes like the best decisions, so to speak. I saw her talking to, like, she was literally in one of the shows and they were like showing like a segment of her and Birdman talking, and Birdman was on some, you know how he speaks, like very incoherent,
because he don't speak,
or whatever. And she was just like, "Huh? What was that now? What would that mean? What'd you say? Like, how are you in a relationship with somebody that you can't even communicate with? You don't even speak the same language."
See,
That's one. That's one.
Before you continue, that right there would have been the reason I filed for divorce. That would have been Your Honor, I don't think he actually said I do. I didn't understand what he said. I don't.
I mean, at the end of the day, though, like, I mean, again, I say this all the time. I've said this so many times now on this show. If you like it, I love it.
Yeah, it's not my business. I mean, technically, they still legally married because the divorce filing was withdrawn in January.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Toni, love yourself, girl. Excuse me. Why are we circling back to 2009 news? Apparently, Esther Dean and Keri Hilson have decided that they needed a moment. So they've reignited the discourse around the 2009 Beyonce disc that Keri Hilson sang in the Turning Me On remix. Esther Dean is now taking credit, I guess, for co-writing the lyrics that she has apologized for. Keri Hilson is on some, we did not co-write this together. I changed like 3 words in your song.
Right.
That does not equal a co-write. They've been going back and forth. Apparently there's beef. God don't like ugly, because Esther Dean and Keri Hilson probably should have stopped while they were ahead, because that's why neither one of them have flourishing careers as we speak. Meanwhile, Beyonce has run circles around them for the past, this happened in 2009. I don't even know how to do math right now, but that many years.
I mean, I don't know if that statement is completely true. I mean, Esther's still been writing mad records and stuff. So has Keri, I believe, and she got a new album coming out. That's the only reason she was being interviewed in the first place. So we'll see. We'll
But I
see.
mean, to your
They don't have a
point,
Beyonce career. That's what you're saying.
but not even just that. Both of them would have preferred to be in the front. They don't want to be background players.
Mm,
Esther Dean and Kerry Hilson want you to buy their music that is sung by them, not songs they're writing for other people. You
right,
know what I mean?
right.
They don't
I
want that.
listen. I feel like what I will say is that uh I may have, I don't know, I never thought I'd say this. I may have a little bit of empathy for Keri. This
I
business,
don't.
this business is a dirty business. I told you how I came from this business as well. Like it's a dirty business. Like the way that she explained it, and basically she took the brunt of this all for Polo and for Esther and never really said anything. Meanwhile, both Polo and Esther went on to make music with Beyonce and Jay-Z and all these people, you know what I mean? So it's kind of crazy to just kind of like let this thing live. Yes, not giving her a pass. She performed the song. She did.
Right.
But I do understand what it's like if you're a like up and coming artist and you have all the powers that be pulling your strings and holding it over your head. Oh, if you don't do such and such, then I'm going to ruin your career. Look at where we are with, Diddy. This music business is a dirty business. And like I'm not giving her a pass for performing this song, but it explains a little bit, honestly. I think it does.
Let me tell you why I don't give Kerry Hilson a pass. Because when COVID started, she said that 5G was the cause of COVID. Okay.
I mean, she don't got to be smart.
You reap what you sow. She's had a couple. She's had a couple of hits where, you know what, Carrie, this is why you were in the situation that you were in. Okay, because and she was adamant about it. She said something else too that was just wildly stupid.
Right.
So all empathy went out the window because that's why we ended up with the president we got now. So absolutely not.
I agree. I agree with you there. I agree with you there.
You shared with me that Usher is out here breaking up marriages allegedly because some of us don't know how to act
Oh
when he
man.
pulls out his cherry on tour.
Oh man.
And I, I did my research. I did do some digging.
Okay.
The rumor is not true.
Okay.
She's claiming though that it was staged and fun. Ma'am, we all saw it. It was none staged about
Definitely.
what she was
Listen,
going through.
we went to the Usher concert,
Yeah.
so we understand. He wasn't doing cherries at the time,
No.
but we do understand that he just walks through the crowd and pinpoints people and does
And
whatever he
y'all
does with these
and
people.
some of y'all go over the top like you did. And it's okay. Have fun
you
with it, sis.
you want to explain to the people because some people might not know what you're talking about. What
Oh,
happened?
sorry. So during Usher's concerts, he basically has a moment where he walks through the crowd with a cherry and basically like feeds the cherry to a woman in the audience.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen this if you've been following his tour since it started, you've probably seen variations of this. Like I saw one where this woman was standing next to her man and she took the cherry and her husband I think her husband gave her the cherry actually. And everybody was like, that's why she got that fat ass ring on her finger. Like it's just the whole thing.
Right.
Everyone's auntie, everyone's mommy, everyone's grandmother, everyone's mother who goes to the Usher concert, if they get chosen to be a part of Usher's cherry harem, they act a plum fool. Don't nobody take that cherry. Not a
You're off your
soul.
rocket today.
Not a soul takes that cherry with any type of just like couth. Everybody's horny. And I don't,
Clearly.
I mean, I
Clearly.
get it, but like I'm just like, we could see you. Right?
That because clearly nothing else is mattering. I was like, yo, it's a good thing that Joyhdae was in my section and he was nowhere close to us when he came start walking through the crowds because that would have been Joyhdae as the rich auntie on y'all phone screens for sure.
you know what's crazy? I can't even be mad at them because it would have been me, and I don't even like Usher like that. Like, I'm not attracted to him the way like his fans are attracted to him.
Oh
But there's
God.
something about him. I met Usher one time, right?
Mm-hmm.
I took
Mm-hmm.
Javon with me to like a museum opening or something like that, and we want to
Mm-hmm.
meet and greet with him. And I took her with me because she's an Usher fan, right?
Right. Right.
We got to take our pictures. I promise you, I was ready to risk it all.
Mm-hmm.
I and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even like, yeah, I like the music, but I was never like, oh my God, Usher Raymond. Like, that was just never my thing, right? In that moment at the museum, if Usher would have been like, you coming to the telly, I would have said yes. But the thing about it is, I would have had to say to myself, who just said that? Because it wouldn't have been me. It was like an
Oh
out of
yeah.
body
Oh
experience. You
yeah.
know what I
Oh yeah.
mean? But
Oh yeah. Oh
so it would have
okay.
been me. If the Cherry
Uh-huh.
incident, I would have been a part of Usher's Cherry harem, but it would have been against my will. I don't know what power that succubus has on people, but it would have been against my will.
So the rumor was that the husband of this woman who's all over the internet filed for divorce or whatever, but like, this is why I sent it to you so that you can fact check it. But
Yeah,
yeah,
because
apparently not.
claiming allegedly the reasoning was because she's never done public displays of affection like that with him, which then begs the question: and why would you marry a woman who was too scared to have like what? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Some people ain't into all of that, honestly.
which is
So,
true, but I feel like if you're not into it with your mate, like you're definitely not at an Usher concert in front of thousands of people with their phones out being horny. Like, you'd be a little bit demure with it, or a little like,
also
Auntie was ready.
Also, if you a real husband, we spoke about this before we
Yeah,
went to the Usher concert or
yeah.
whatever. Let that man rile up your woman so that she can come home to you. Like it's just like I don't get it.
It's a win-win.
It's not
It's a
that
win-win.
serious.
It's really not.
It's really not that serious.
Billboard decided that they were going to release their top 10 female rappers of all time.
Mm.
Or
What you
excuse me,
feel
top
about it?
25 female rappers of all time. I'm gonna tell you who the top 10 are.
Uh-huh.
10 Foxy Brown, 9 Eve, 8 Roxanne Shante, 7 Salt and Pepper, 6 MC Light, 5 Queen Latifah, 4 Little Kim, 3 Lauryn Hill, 2 Missy Elliott, 1 Nicki Minaj. They said this was based on chart performance, cultural impact, lyrical skill, delivery, and longevity. Her ranking cited her 149 Hot 100 entries, gender. Sorry to the non-woke folk. Genre blending style, and decade spanning dominance. I mean,
Okay. All right. I have
it's
thoughts.
a
What do you go ahead?
it's a no for me, dog.
Yeah, I feel like if you are basing your list off of all of these things, make a list with all of those things. Just don't make it the female rappers, because if you're calling it the female rappers of all time, I'm going off of rapping ability. That's my thing,
And
honestly.
I'm
If that's
I'm
what it
going
is.
off of, like, you're saying her 149 Hot 100 entries. Are those her solo entries, or are those her entries coupled with other people?
Exactly, which is why you make multiple lists, not this list. I mean, I don't mind her. Honestly, I don't like the lady, but I don't mind her being in that number one slot. All I'm saying is that this list of 25 people is all wrong. It's all
I
wrong. Dochi all the way down at the bottom of this list. But
Yeah.
come on, just that by itself. This is
Now,
this
should she
this list.
be
Go.
on the list? Yes. Should she be number one? No.
Who you got as number one?
I'm honestly putting Missy at number one, Lauryn Hill at number two, and then I
For
would put
for rapping
Nicki
ability.
Minaj.
For rapping ability, not what they said, but rapping
Okay. For
ability. For
rapping. Well, if we're
rapping
putting
ability.
rapping, okay, so if we're putting rapping on here and it's based off of, now this is where they messed up then. Because chart performance now versus chart performance back in the day are two completely
Two
different
different
things.
things. Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
So if we're basing it off of like lyricism and things like that, would Nicki still be on my top 5? Possibly. Off of the monster, off of her verse on Monster alone,
Right.
possibly.
Right.
But like when you have like Lauren, Lil Kim, Foxy Brown, like women that I, in my humblest of opinion, was spitting
And
in their
spitting.
prime,
Mm-hmm.
she's not number one. Now, if we're doing the top 10, top 25 female artists of like the 2010s or some shit like that, or whatever she started, maybe.
Like, again, like I said, if you bring in all these criteria into this, make different lists, because if you're gonna call it rappers, female rappers, I assume this list is rap, and that's it. And there's so many rappers that are better than a lot of these people that's on this list. I'm
Right.
just I'm just saying. Like, they didn't even go across the pond to grab Lil Sims. Like, I mean,
Facts.
there's so many women out here that's killing it.
Facts.
You got Tierra Whack at the bottom of the list. Come on now.
Yeah,
Come
Tierra
on. Come
Whack
on.
at the
Come on.
bottom,
Come on
Megan
now.
at 15.
Come on now. Come on now.
Dolce.
Come
Like,
on
it's
now.
just, I think, yeah, I just think Billboard, and I'm pretty sure most of the writers at Billboard are non-melanated. I'm gonna need y'all to stop with these lists though, because y'all make these lists and y'all criteria, I think, it just doesn't make sense. I'm not, and don't get me wrong, because I don't want this to come across the wrong people's feeds, and then I have Barb's in my mentions going crazy about Nicki Minaj. I think she is very talented rapping
Right.
wise.
Right.
She has never been my forte. The only verse that I like from Nicki Minaj is her monster verse. That's the only bar that I could ever spit to you verbatim. Okay.
Again, I am not a hater. I'm not a hater.
I'm not.
I'm not mad that she's at the top of this list. She wouldn't necessarily be at the top of my list,
Mine
but
either.
I wouldn't necessarily put her at the bottom of my list either. Like,
You know, I
she
wouldn't put her, like, she wouldn't be 25. She wouldn't be 10. Like, she would definitely be at the top of the list for me,
yeah,
just based on the criteria that they're talking about.
right.
Because I'm not going to act like when she dropped, like, there had been a lull in female rap. And when she
Right.
dropped, it did shake shit up. And then I would never take that away from her. Like, she definitely brought that back. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
She's just not my cup of tea.
Mhm.
And so I do think there are people that, if we're talking about just like cultural impact, lyrical skill, delivery, longevity, I just think there's people. Lauryn Hill has been late to 99.999% of her concerts, not even spitting the way she used to, barely singing on key, and people are still showing up, selling out arenas. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it would be a different thing for me personally, but I'm not mad at her being on the list. She just wouldn't be my number one.
Yeah, I'm mad at lists, period.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we've given this a little bit too much time, but yes.
Get over the
Yeah.
list.
Yeah.
Real quick before we move on, Stephen A. Smith, don't nobody want you running for president. We barely want you on ESPN. Hang it up, flat screen. We already got Eric Adams. We do not need another clown thinking that he's smart enough to run for office. We already got this bozo in office right now, causing havoc,
Oh
messing
man.
everybody up. I hope y'all 401ks are okay. We don't need you
Mm.
and your dumb ass just because you think you can string words together and be a journalist that you think you can run for president and win. Be president of your podcast. Be president of whatever show you are on ESPN. Leave the rest of us out of it. Okay? Thank you.
She said what she said, man. She said what she said.
I'm tired of everybody thinking they could run for president. Like, no, let's bring it back to where you had to actually be about something and not just have a goddamn opinion. Sorry.
I mean, anybody can run for president at this point.
Yeah, but
It is what it is.
I like when it was anybody could run for president and it was Donald Duck or Mickey Mouse. You know what I mean? Like, now every Tom, Dick, and Harry think they go, oh, Donald Trump did it, so can I? No, you cannot, because he's barely doing it.
Barely. And anyway, God, we're not supposed to talk about politics, but like, I mean, insider trading, y'all. All right. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Actually, real quick though, because this is actually kind of important. If you are not familiar with what the SAVE Act is, please do your due diligence and learn about it in as little sentences as possible. The SAVE Act is basically a citizenship check before giving you the right to vote. That means if you are a married woman and your driver's license and your birth certificate do not have the same last name, they will deny you the right to vote because you got married and you took your husband's last name. This is basically a poll tax on married women, immigrants. Hell, if you just decided that you didn't like your birth name and you wanted to change it for whatever reason and you didn't get around to, or if your family can't find it, essentially now, in order for you to vote, you have to take not only your state ID, but your passport. And those two things better be in sync, or else they can tell you that you cannot vote. Also, on top of that, if you have to renew these things, that means you now have to do it in person because they have taken down the websites in order to do so. It is not cheap because getting a passport costs $165. To renew a passport costs $130. That does not include all the other fees that are associated with it. I say all that to say it passed the House. It is up for vote in the Senate. Call your senators. If you don't know how to call your senators, just Google it. It's all out there. Okay, sorry. Had to get that off.
Well then, yep. You got any more topics before we get into these jokes?
No. I'm
Okay.
good.
All right. Well, before you go, Cassie is testifying under her own name.
You know what? I do have that, and I put it it was supposed to be before Stephen A. Smith, and I scrolled past it. My bad.
Gotcha. Well, she's testifying under her own name, and to that I say, very good, ma'am. Very good. Because we done seen the video. We seen the video. Yeah. And obviously, if she testified under another name, we'd know anyway. So what's the difference?
Well, I mean, previously she had been listed anonymously as victim 1. So now she's basically saying the hell with all that. My name is Cassandra Ventura, and I'm about to tell my story.
That's right.
And I will say, I saw her on the red carpet recently because she's pregnant with her, I think, 3rd child for her husband. What a
she didn't have the baby
looking
yet?
couple. No, maybe she did. I don't know how long ago this video was. It just came on my For You page. What a stunning couple. Cassie, what an upgrade, because that man is fine. And his last name is Fine. You knew what you was doing, sis. My God.
The thing is, I've never seen her look more happy, so I am very happy for her.
Yeah, I'm happy for her too.
That's great.
I'm happy for her too.
All right, what you got?
What do you call a Mexican bodybuilder who's low on protein?
Oh, this is dirty. I know this one is dirty.
It's not dirty. It's not dirty. Oh, I have other dirty ones, but this one isn't dirty.
Okay, a Mexican bodybuilder that's low on protein. Oh my God.
Shout out to you for always being in the gym too.
Oh my God. All right, what is it?
No way, Jose.
Oh God. Oh Lord. Okay. I don't have very fancy jokes this week because I was busy. So I gotta dig into crates. But these are like kitty dad jokes. So
okay.
What do you call a large boat full of buddies?
Oh God, what?
A friendship. Shout out to my daughter for that one.
I know. Because for some reason in my mind, banana boat came into play, and I don't know why. I'm gonna do my other clean joke because the other 2 jokes, they're not dirty, but they're dirty-ish, you know. Mm-hmm. What do you call a factory that makes okay products?
A factory that makes what?
A satisfactory.
Oh, okay. All right.
Shout out to Natalie for that one. That had me
all right.
You hear me?
All right. How much do pirates charge for piercings?
An arm and a leg? Because don't they be having wooden?
A buccaneer.
Oh, God. Oh. Oh, okay.
That too was my daughter. She didn't understand the joke, but I did.
This is just an observation.
Okay.
Hookers don't fart. They let out little prostitutes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Since we're there, 2 butt cheeks are watching the nightly news. Okay?
Oh God.
What did one butt cheek say to the other?
I am stuck on Band-Aid's brand because Band-Aid stuck on me.
Together we can stop this crap.
Yo. Oh my God.
All right, what else?
This is my last one.
Mm-hmm.
Why doesn't Mr. Clean have any children?
Oh, I think I heard this one. Oh, why doesn't Mr. Clean have any children? You know, the brain is heading towards 40, so I don't remember. What is it?
Because he comes in a bottle.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Whew.
Uh-huh.
At least I landed
Oh.
3 good ones this week. I'm
Oh my
good.
gosh. All right. So I told my friend I took my wife to the Caribbean, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was like, Jamaica? I said, no, she wanted to go.
I knew where that was going. I knew. But then
Vir-
also my mind took a dirty turn. So I'm glad
uh,
you spoke because
uh-huh. VirgoSeasonShow.com is the website. You can catch the what is it, merch? Merch there, show notes there and stuff. Yeah, like a little blurb about who we are if you don't know by now. You know, random things. And if you want to email us, you can do that at virgoseasonshow@gmail.com.
you can also find us on TikTok, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at
Mm-hmm.
Virgo Season Show. You can find Ryan at Black Ryan. No, Oh Black Ryan
No,
at
no, no, no. You got
TikTok
to be a
and
little.
YouTube.
You got to be a little bit more like surprised, like
Oh,
It was.
oh, Black Ryan?
No. I can live with that. But the premise behind that was the name is Ryan, and that's an Irish name, and I'm black. So when you say Ryan, you automatically think a white one, but then you'd be like, oh, the black one. Yeah.
Black Ryan on TikTok and Instagram.
We're so unserious. This is ridiculous.
You can find me at Joyhdae also on TikTok and Instagram. If you would like me to pen you an original song, you can
Oh
also
God.
hit us up in the
Oh
emails
God.
because
Oh.
as y'all heard earlier,
Oh
the
God.
pen don't miss. Okay?
Mm-mm.
The pen and the lyrics don't miss.
All
Just
right.
letting y'all know.
All right. All right. All right. All right. What's the difference between a condom and a coffin?
Oh, family.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I don't know. I'm not even gonna say where my mom.
You come in one and you leave in the other. Bye now.
Oh.
Virgo season.